Story time. I'm going to take y'all back to August 2010.
Oh, man, you got down to the month.
Yes, August 2010. The reason why I remember is
yesterday.
because I had just come back from, matter of fact, it was August 2009.
Okay.
And I had just got cut from the Cleveland Browns.
Mm-hmm.
I had went back to Hofstra I went back to visit just to see how football was going during the summertime. And I ran into, what's his name? That worked for NBA TV, Jared Greenberg. I walked into Jared Greenberg, and Jared was just like, "Hey, Devale, are you interested in doing TV? I know you used to do radio for me. You talk a lot. You're a funny guy." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm interested in doing some television." At the time, he had no clue that I wanted to get into TV film, so I saw this as an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "Hey, they have a job as a sideline reporter for MSG Varsity if you're interested."
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "Bet." He took me into the office. We did a sideline report, a video on a green screen. He pitched it to his people. They were just like, "Oh, we love Devale." They hired me. Boom. Mm-hmm. So now I have a job as a sideline reporter for high school football for Brooklyn, Long Island, Staten Island.
Yeah.
And I did my first game. I remember my first game. It was Erasmus versus Lincoln.
Back home.
And I remember it coming on TV, and you sat there and you watched it.
I did.
And you smirked.
I did.
And I was like, "What you think?" And you was like, "Terrible." And I was like, "What?" And you was just like, you took 4 years of voice and diction classes.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was part of the 4 years.
Well, part of, yeah. But we had to take voice and diction every year.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Why the hell do you sound so Brooklyn?" And I was just like, to be honest, I didn't realize. I just wanted to give my personality, give a little. And you was like, "No, that's not how this works."
Uh-huh.
Someone comes to, the number one rule you said to being a reporter or news is don't become the story. So you can't input yourself in the story, and you had me practice on changing my dialect to say the end of my words and not use so much slang.
Right.
And you know what that job ended up? Well, you know what that ended up happening?
Tell them.
I ended up getting an in-studio analyst job.
Sure did. And he was sitting there with the anchors and reporting and doing such a great job. I remember watching it when you finally hit the desk, and I was just like, dang, like he really just took that time. You didn't get offended. You weren't like, no, you were just like, "Yo, help me get better. Help me learn." And you know what that did? That freed up a spot for your girl. And I ended up on the sideline reporting after that.
The sideline reporter while I was an in-studio analyst and doing
that
color
was what
commentary.
I wanted to do all along, y'all. That was the plan all along. No, who knew that was going to happen? But it was great that it did, and we had a couple games that we would go into work together. So we've been working together, y'all, for a long time. We have had several jobs together and several jobs separately. But that's crazy. It just made me think about that.
I got to go back on my Instagram. There are pictures of us at the same games at Hofstra where you did sideline reporting and I did in-studio analyst and play-by-play.
Absolutely. And see, the funny thing at the time was I didn't really understand some of like the technicalities behind the sport. So I would have to like call you sometimes to be like, "All right, babe, what just happened? Which coach do I got to interview? What I got to ask him?"
I would like, grab that coach. Grab the Uniondale coach. They up.
And
Don't grab the Farmingdale coach. They lose and leave him alone.
Absolutely, because sports reporting is a different kind of reporting. You have to have some sort of, understanding of the game. So I was learning as I went. But we did mad things together, bro. Dap me up.